Imagine this, you're at work. A coworker stands up in front of the entire team and calls you incompetent. Your heart starts pounding. Your face gets hot. Your brain is screaming for revenge, and you are about to destroy your career with the comeback of the century. But stop. Freeze that moment. Because I'm about to show you how to do something that will blow their mind and save yours. We are going to steal the playbook of Leo Tolstoy. Yes, the guy who wrote War and Peace. You might think he was just an old guy with a long beard, but back in his day, critics didn't just dislike him, they brutally attacked him. They called his work garbage, madness, and a threat to society. And instead of losing his cool, Tolstoy used 3 specific psychological tricks that didn't just protect him, they turned him into a legend. By the end of this video, you will have the exact mental warfare tactics to become absolutely untouchable. Let's dive in. The setup. Leo Tolstoy wasn't just writing novels in a quiet room. He was under constant fire. Literary critics, government officials, even his peers, they dissected his psyche and insulted his intelligence. Most people would crumble. They would cry into their pillow or, in today's world, write a passive-aggressive tweet. Tolstoy did neither. He realized that if he reacted with anger, they controlled him. So, he developed a system. A psychological immune system. Here is method number 1. The mirror technique. The mirror. Here is where Tolstoy got savage in the most intelligent way possible. When someone insulted him, instead of defending himself like a wounded animal, he examined the insult like a scientist studying bacteria under a microscope. He asked himself one dangerous question. Is there any truth to this? Now I know what you're thinking. Why should I listen to my haters? Because sometimes, your enemies are the only ones honest enough to tell you the truth. When critics said Tolstoy's early work was disconnected from reality, he didn't throw a tantrum. He looked in the mirror. He realized he was living in an aristocratic bubble. So, he went and lived with peasants. He used their hate as free consulting to make his work better. But here is the twist. The mirror technique also exposes when people are lying. If someone calls you lazy, but you know for a fact you work 60 hours this week, then the mirror reflects them, not you. You realize they are projecting their own insecurity. So the next time someone attacks you, pause. Ask yourself, is this free feedback, or is this person just vomiting their own problems onto me? That 1 second of analysis saves you years of emotional damage. Method 2, Emotional Judo. If the mirror technique is for your mind, method number 2 is for your public image. I call this emotional judo. In judo, you don't block a punch, you pull the attacker forward so they fall over their own weight. Tolstoy was a master at this. Here is a perfect example. A critic once wrote a scathing review, calling Tolstoy's mind diseased. It was nasty. It was personal. Everyone expected Tolstoy to fight back. Instead, Tolstoy publicly thanked him. He said, anyone who can write such a detailed analysis clearly has a deep passion for literature, which I respect. Boom. The critic was ready for a fight, but he got gratitude. It completely disarmed him. Tolstoy looked mature and confident, while the critic looked petty and emotional. This is the secret. Insults are designed to get a reaction. When you refuse to give them the reaction they want, you strip them of their power. It's like throwing a punch and hitting empty air. They lose their balance and look foolish. Responding to hate with politeness isn't weakness. It is the ultimate power move. Method 3, the perspective shift. Now, we get to the most powerful technique. Method number 3, the perspective shift. This transforms you from a victim into an observer. Tolstoy trained himself to view insults not as attacks on him, but as data about society. When government officials called him a threat to public order, he didn't feel scared. He thought, fascinating. My ideas are powerful enough to scare the government. This proves I am effective. Apply this to your life. When your boss humiliates you in a meeting, don't spiral into self-doubt. Shift your perspective. Think, this person is using public humiliation as a management strategy. That tells me they lack leadership training and are insecure about their authority. Suddenly, you aren't the problem. You are just watching someone else struggle with their emotional regulation. You stop absorbing toxic energy that isn't yours to carry. Tolstoy lived in a time when people fought duels over insults. Yet, he outlasted them all. His critics are forgotten footnotes in history, while his work is still changing lives 150 years later. That is the ultimate revenge. Not a clever comeback, but outlasting your haters through excellence. Implementing these 3 habits, The mirror, emotional judo, and the perspective shift isn't easy. Your ego will want to fight. But remember, temporary satisfaction from yelling back is nothing compared to the power of being genuinely unbothered. If you want to build a mind that is bulletproof against negativity, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are building a community of high-value thinkers, and I want you on the team. Leave a comment below. Which of these 3 methods will you try first? I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong.